the most exciting aspect of it is to perform this music that hasn't been performed live ever. Vangelis is probably one of the most prolific electronic music composers of the last, well, 50, 60 years. And particularly with Blade Runner soundtrack, that reached so many people through it being such a cult film.
It has an ominous underbelly, doesn't it, the whole score? It's quite dark and quite threatening.
As an orchestra, we do lots of collaborations with electronic artists, and like this is kind of our raison d'etre. So to do something of Vangelis is perfect for us.
Working with the guys in the band, they're from a very different background to the orchestral players, so it's kind of a case of stepping in the middle of the two and then acting as a kind of a translator.
Really, it's a fully electronic score. It was completely written by and composed and improvised by Vangelis on his synthesizers, so there was no orchestra. I mean, there's no orchestral elements to it on the original at all. So it's completely electronic. And so the idea of it being played by an orchestra hadn't been done before, so we were the first to do it. To get that onto a score, that fluid, ambient, forever moving texture and stuff was very, very difficult.
That was also a goal of mine in writing it, was to set it sounding futuristic and to use acoustic instruments and keep it kind of a synthesized sound for acoustic instruments. There was a few other orchestrators that wrote 4 other cues, and Joby, the percussionist. He's an incredibly creative dude and really, really good at knowing what kind of crazy noise will fit what kind of crazy scenario. So he brought along his whole bag of tricks.
The way I see it is the Heritage Orchestra, there's a lot happening on that stage. It's entertaining. It's not what you always get to see because they're playing interesting instruments, and I don't want to be competing with that. I'm trying to complement that. I like to think that if they're the words and I'm the pictures, they're not like describing the same thing. It's when they come together you get something else, and that's where the magic is, when the two things combine and it becomes a bit more three-dimensional.
The orchestra's about 10 years old, and it grew out of a club night that was called Heritage, and it started there that I was promoting in East London. And Jules and I were very shortly out of music college. We just cobbled together this big group and put it on, and that was the start of it.
My plan was to be a jazz trumpet player, but then I realised that I wasn't that good. So I kind of, I traded that car in for a different car, and then worked my way up from there, really.
Alternative orchestral, multimedia visual events are worth putting on because it's really unusual, it's quite experimental.